Welcome to the channel, where all you gotta do is de-rustify these rotors. So these are the rotors off the M6. This is the rear, this is the front, and they've been sitting for a long time. So they're kind of rusty, and they need to be surfaced anyway, but I want to get them all cleaned up. So I have a method, which basically is a garbage can full of water and molasses, which is basically you can buy it at your livestock supply store, like horse feed kind of stuff. I'll show you the can, but basically you just mix a couple of gallons of that to a garbage can tub. Put it somewhere where you don't care that it smells really terrible, because it smells really terrible. But if you throw some metal parts in there, and I did this on the Bronco brake pedal assembly, it was just solid rust. Looked like, well, that. I put it in there for a week or two, and it came out, it looked like brand new metal. So I'm going to do the same thing to these rotors. And there's two more in the wine cellar, which I've been accused of churching up my wine cellar, but basically it's just, there's an area underneath my house that you can walk around in and store junk. And I call it my wine cellar because it's fancier than the cellar or the crawl space. So anyway, we'll go to the wine cellar and we'll get the other two of these guys and we'll throw them in the tub of molasses in January. Here's my barrel. And this is the junk I put in there. Feed grade, old-fashioned, animals love molasses. So just go to about here. It has one of these in it. It's been about years, 3-4 years probably, since I put that in there. So I just hang it by a, don't really hang it, but you can. These are pretty heavy, so they're just kind of sitting on the bottom. But I don't really like rummaging around in there because it's kind of yucky. I'm going to add a little bit more because I'm not sure. This doesn't smell as bad as it usually does, so I have a feeling a lot of the... Woo! Now it does. This is bad smelling stuff. So we're just going to replenish this a little bit. My wife's going to be happy about that. You can go ahead and taste this and leave it in the comments what it tastes like, because I hear it's yummy for a horse, but I haven't tried it. And it does say food grade. It looks like used motor oil out of a diesel. I assure you it's not. And this is where the term molasses in January comes from, because it's probably 80 degrees. That ought to be enough. It's about half of this container. Do a little bit of agitate in here. Every once in a while you should come out here and stir the bucket up. Make your wife happy about the smell. Need to cover that up so no rodents get in there and whatnot. So we'll let that cook for about a week or two. And let me show you this other little piece of information. So I found these pliers, well, a pipe wrench and a pair of pliers in the yard. Which is pretty common around here. And so I threw them in the bucket, didn't think about them. I don't know how long they've been in there, 6 months, 8 months, a year, no idea. Needs a little bit more effort, but you were standing on the side of the road and that's all you had. I'm glad to have it. I'm not sure this could be saved, but cleaned up nice. Rigid Tool Company. Anyway, don't leave it in for 6 months like I did here. Alright, so it's been about 2 days. Whew. You can't smell it, but you can imagine what it smells like by looking at it. Don't drop the camera. That would be bad. So, that's the result. Doesn't look perfect, but that's like pretty much no rust on there, just a little bit there. This one's pitted way worse. It could probably use a couple more days in the slurry. Looks like you got the most off of this side. Not off of this side. Anyway, this has to be turned anyway, so I'm not too worried about that surface, but getting it all off the inside of here, which it did a pretty good job, but as you can see, it needs a little bit more TLC to get it super clean. So I will be probably putting it in there for a couple more days and doing this again, and then once that's the final rinse in there, I'm going to want to hit these with a wire brush, blow them off with some compressed air, and then put some rust inhibitor on it, a BD40 or whatever, oil, anything to displace the water. We'll blow it off with compressed air first, but then it'll just turn into rust again if we don't do something to treat this. So anyway, these are fairly expensive rotors, so instead of buying new ones, I'm just gonna resurface those. Probably do that on my mill, and because I don't have a lathe big enough to turn those, they're pretty big. But anyway, if you have like sheet metal parts or suspension arm or whatever, this is a pretty good way to get the majority of the rust off fairly quickly. And all you need is, you know, a $20 garbage can, some water, and some, I think that molasses is like 12 bucks for 2.5 gallons, something like that. It's pretty cheap. So for 40 bucks, and a pissed off wife, if she smells it, you can take all your rusty car parts, toss them in there, and they come out pretty nice. Thanks for watching. If you like this content and want more, subscribe, like, and share.